check this real fast. Hold on a second. Okay, everything's fine. Yes, I think everything's fine. Hopefully. Alright, switching over HDMI 3. Keyboard is gonna stay right there. I don't know if I should use my phone for this. Homeomorphic to a 3 sphere. Cool. Don't know what that means. Just watching YouTube. I had to make sure I got rid of it right before I started this, because I don't want any issues. This is the correct world. Alright, here we go. Phone doesn't have that much charge on it, but it should last for the stream. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. Here's the deal in regard to time. Well, the control feels a little quick. Here's the thing. Right now, it's 2:36 in the morning. It is June 5th, Monday, 2023. I need to sleep, sort of. Anyway, so in a few hours, at around 6 or 7, I'm gonna have the choice of either going to work with my dad and uncle or staying home. I think I have a choice. I asked if they need me. They said, well, what do you want? From what I know, there's not a lot to do left. They can probably handle it on their own. I kind of did all of the stuff that required like teamwork. So they should be good. I can't think and move around. So, yeah, they should be good. We had to do, I know there's about 51 corner things we gotta cut. Like, measure out like 10 that are like, I don't know, 58 inches and a half or something. And cut that out. That's really simple to do. They can totally do that. It's just a little time consuming. I did explain it to my dad, the system that I went with, because it's slightly different than theirs. Instead of writing down on each individual wall, like for example, where there's a window, right? Like over here. That's how you run, right? So there's like a window here, right? You gotta measure the distance so you can put something here in this corner. And sometimes there's like windows right next to it that are the same size. So you're assuming that the bottom part is equal to the top part. And because this is two windows that are exactly the same, you would write the measurement for this length right here on the side of the wall. And then you would circle how many more you need. So you need 4 in this case. So you would write like 3 blocks and then 4 and circle the 4. That way when you're cutting out these corner thingies, they come in like 10 feet lengths, which is about 3 point something meters, I think. Something like that. No, it can't be. Oh, maybe, yeah. Anyway, they're bigger than you need them to be, so you gotta cut them into size. And that's what I did, basically, last time. The house is a first floor, which you have to go upstairs to get to. And then you go downstairs from the outside to go to the basement. And then there's a second floor. So you go upstairs twice, basically, to go to the second floor. And I measured out all the measurements for the windows for the first and the second floor. But it's not just the windows that need like measuring out um, the corners of the walls need some too. Like for example here, because this is a door frame, it's made out of wood. You don't need to have corners here. But actually this one doesn't have any at all. I think I might have a house that does have corners that require that sort of thing. Like here, like this thing. This dividing wall is not going to be a door frame. There's not going to be like a thing overhanging it. So right here is where I would put a corner. On this side and on this side. Same as right here, if this thing was filled in. There would be a corner right here, right down the middle. So you gotta cut them out, and then you could do it by hand, like make a mud mixture. It's kind of like a joint compound, I guess. It's basically like a glue, and you could do it by hand by using a tool, like a knife basically, a blade, and you scrape it onto onto one side, and then the other side, and then you apply the, it's literally like a metal angle, basically, with like paper sticking out of it. It's really, really strong paper. It is still paper though. And you just apply it to the corner, and then you use a different tool, which is basically like rollers on a stick, and then you push it into it. You have to learn how to do that because you can't just like stab it. You have to like apply it gently, sort of, and then roll up and down slowly, or at least like a little bit, and then go faster, and then you widen your arc basically. You have to try to like keep it straight. You can't angle it. And it gets tricky because that thing gets heavy the farther away the handle is. So some of these ceilings go up really high. You have to like extend it as far as you can basically. This job has like the weirdest randomness muscle groups involved. Like most of the time it's just your arms and your shoulders, I guess. It's mostly your arms. Endurance. It's not like you're constantly hitting stuff or anything like that. It's more like you're holding stuff that's heavy, and it gets heavier over time. Not only do you get tired, you're actually adding material, you're adding weight to what you're carrying. So it gets heavier the longer you do it, and you get more tired. So you can at any point though stop, walk over to the main, or one of the main buckets, and empty out the weight that you're carrying, the extra weight that you gained on your arms basically. You can empty it out and go again basically. You have to watch out depending on the weather and the air conditions. If it's too dry and hot, the material would actually dry out quickly. You kind of have to carry around water, or at least be near one of the water buckets to remake the mixture yourself. But anyway, that's the thing. And also, like, rolling the really high up part everything works against you. Like you're at a bad point in the lever, so it feels heavier, it feels harder to do, and it works more of your muscles. Like all the way from your hands to your wrist specifically. And then from there it gets less specific. It turns into like just, what do you call it? Generic forearm strength. And then into like your back or your abdomen, depending what direction you're going. And then all the way down to your legs. But that's just so you don't fall over and fall down the stairs or something. Which, by the way, we were using a scaffolding thing. It belongs to someone. I don't know who it is. It's not ours at all. But whoever it belongs to, it sucks. It doesn't even work. Like it's missing a very important safety piece. There's a metal pin that's supposed to go between like the two pieces of scaffolding. It's basically like a bracing thing and like the wheels. And without this metal pin, it'll just slide, and if you, as soon as you step on it, there's a very high chance you're gonna fall straight down. So you kind of need to have a pin in there. You basically have these two heavy sheets of metal with a hole in it, well, multiple holes, because you're supposed to like select the height. And whatever height you want, you put a pin in it and you make a platform. You can adjust it and everything. But because it doesn't have one, I don't think it's broken. It's literally just missing. And we don't carry one around, which we might consider doing. Just kind of stuck a couple of screwdrivers in there. And we're really hoping for the best. But they need to use the caja, which is the box. Direct translation. It's just a box. It's a very heavy box. But it's basically a rectangular box with lid attached to like a stick. That's your handle. And as soon as you like push it onto something, you exert force so that it sticks to the wall. I think it has wheels actually. And you like move to the side, rolling it. And you have to apply a very precise amount of pressure so that you create an even layer of material all across the wall without any squiggly lines or like breaks in it. So you have to do it precisely. I can do that. I'm not the best at it though. And most of the time I don't get to practice. So my dad's the one that handles that sort of thing. Plus he's a lot heavier than I am. So relatively speaking, he's not going to lose his balance as easily as I would. That box weighs, I don't know, give it around like 9 to 10 kilograms. So around 20 pounds or so. And that's on the end of like a really long stick. It's longer than both your arm lengths. Or like your entire arm length from fingertip to fingertip. And a little bit more, basically. That's how long the stick is. And you have to apply pressure at all times. There was one time where some guy who had some other job was there. Like, huh. Because the box makes it look easy. Like, because you're done quickly. It's a heavy, basically a hammer, a heavy thing. And you have to work quickly, you know, because it's heavy. So this guy's like, oh, because my dad's finishing the job quickly, like, oh, this must be easy. Oh yeah, you want to give it a try? Sure. He grabbed it and immediately like almost dropped it because he wasn't expecting the weight. Like, what the hell? Yep. It's like you're giving a child, like, they like fall over. Yep. You have to carry that all day, man. What, do you think this was easy? No. No, it is not. Which is why I'm glad I don't do it. Some chance I might have to do it, but oh well. Anyway, back to the actual game here. Let's see, if I remember correctly, I have a bunch of sand that I don't have a use for right now. So I can take that over to the, what do you call it? The freaking wall thing I made. The barricade. That's my cobblestone circle. Looks kind of crooked from here, but okay. So up here, let me take a look. At a road. It starts over there on the other side of the mountain, goes this way, continues this way. It expands into going into that oak building and then into this acacia one. I got a